Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Paige here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 4, and this is like a further video on who is in the grave. So, as you would know if you saw it, I actually made a video like literally straight after the Season 4, Episode 1 of Arrow, asking who dies, who is in that grave, because at the end of Episode 1 we see Oliver standing at a grave saying he's gonna kill him, he's gonna get revenge on whoever killed this person in the grave. So since then, we've been wondering who is in this grave. It must be someone that Oliver knows, it must be someone that Barry knows, and to us, it must be someone of any significance. So the top suspect, or the most likely one that everyone thought was going to die, was actually Felicity. Felicity was like the top because Felicity had become such a prominent character, and everyone just thought she was going to die. But obviously, if you've seen the most recent episode, we find out that Felicity is not in that grave. She is alive at that point when Oliver goes to the grave and says, I'm going to kill him, and Barry's there, and then even Felicity says, you have to kill that son of a bitch. So it's someone that's close to her as well. So there is a thread on Reddit. It's basically the grave theory. That's basically the best way to put it. I will leave it linked in the description below. You can go check it out. You can go make a Reddit account, or if you already have one, you can put your opinion in there. But we're going to go through it, some of the relevant facts that go towards who could be in the grave, as well as breaking down each character and their likelihood of actually being in that grave and a reason as to why they could die. So the thread was actually made by Crazy. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think Crazy. So heads up. A lot of thanks to them for doing this thread. It's really in detail, so make sure you go check it out. So we'll go through the relevant facts here. They actually do have sources here. I'm not going to read out each individual one because I'll just waste even more time in the video. But if you go to the thread, you can click on each source and see where they got this information from. So the first fact is that the death is not a fake out or a misdirection, which is obviously important because if it was, it'd make a lot of people angry. The next one is that whoever is dead will stay that way, as the producers and stuff want to actually bring stakes back to the show. None of this like how Sarah died but then she was brought back to life, and even the same with Thea. Now they actually want the death to have some resonance, and if it doesn't mean something to the characters, then it actually won't mean anything to us as the audience either, which I completely agree with. Like if the characters are like, meh, he died or she died, don't really care, then what are we meant to feel? Like we shouldn't really care either, should we? The death will be a game changer, which is a really big hint, which means it's probably going to be someone in the top 4 or 5 characters in the show, or someone of some significance. The reveal of who is in the grave will actually come towards the end of the season. Now, that's a good way to describe it, towards, which could mean like the last 6 episodes. So we could see it in the next like 4 to 5 episodes maybe. Hopefully. You'd think, I just want to see who's in it because it's doing my head in. The character who dies is very prominent. Now, this doesn't mean that it could be like Thea, Diggle, Laurel. It just means very prominent, which means they pop up. So it could be Merlin, but you wouldn't think Oliver would be annoyed at that. So we'll just have to wait and see, obviously. Now, on the decision to reveal that Felicity is not the one in the grave, in the final scene of the mid-season premiere, they said, the producers and writers said that the question of Felicity being in the grave, we really felt it was asked and answered by these 2 episodes, these being episode 9 and episode 10 of season 4. Now, to continue teasing that just wouldn't be fair to the audience, and it felt like we could raise the stakes in more interesting ways by shifting the focus elsewhere, which is really good because a lot of people thought Felicity died. Now, people knowing that Felicity is going to live, it will be more focused on her recuperating and being able to try and walk again. When they go on to say that the decision to show the additional grave scene with Felicity and Oliver in the limo at the end of the mid-season premiere was reminding the audience that these are the stakes this season. Also, we've been through a big tragedy in the mid-season finale with Felicity, and we felt it was important to see her, the evolution of her, might I say. Now, this loss that we're going to experience in the future puts her in a dark place as well, and apparently when she said that, there was emphasis on it. Now, regarding the scene with Oliver and Felicity in the limo, at the scene of the grave, she stated, that I definitely think there is some tension, and we're actually very intrigued to see if fans pick up on a very big clue about where they are at the point in their relationship. It's in the scene and it's a visual clue. Now, I know this, I don't know if a lot of people about this, but neither of them are wearing their engagement rings, so they're not engaged anymore. So that's a big thing to note, even though when Oliver gives her that engagement ring was it towards the end of the episode that we just saw? Episode 10 that's non-existent, so they're probably not engaged anymore. Their relationship might be a bit more rocky. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes. Now, Roy will be returning for 1 episode that we know of, which is episode 12, and it's because he's being blackmailed by the Calculator, and the Calculator is actually going to end up being Felicity's father in this show. Now, Mark Guggenheim on the decision not to kill off Roy when Colton Haynes, who's the actor who plays Roy obviously, chose to exit the show in pursuit of his movie career. He said, "We want Roy Harper and Arsenal to remain in this little universe that we have," and Colton was completely game for that. And I don't really think Colton made the best decision going for his movie career, because I've only seen him in one movie, and that was San Andreas, and he was in it for like 5 minutes, so nothing big there. Oliver vows to kill the person responsible for the death, which we know of, and Felicity urges him to do so as well, which I've mentioned before. And we know that Barry arrives late to the funeral due to a fight with Zoom, and does not appear as shaken up about it as others would, which means that it's obviously, I think this was a big hint as to why it might not be Felicity, because he'd probably be a bit more shaken up, and probably would have tried to make the funeral as soon as he could. So here are the likely candidates. We have Felicity. Oh, sorry, we don't have Felicity anymore. We have Diggle, Thea, Laurel, Captain Lance, and Roy. Yeah, we're going to have to see where Roy goes, because I haven't confirmed him in for too many episodes, I don't think. Now we will go over the theories to end off this episode, or this video might I say, and it's important to remember that 1, they must be a prominent character, 2, they must resonate so much with both the characters and the audience that they are game changing to the show if they do die. It occurs towards the end of the season, and it has to be enough to get Oliver and Felicity the desire to kill the perpetrator. And also the death has to be permanent, so they're gone from the show. No more unless they appear in like a flashback or something. So the first one is Diggle, and Crazy has written, with Hive being the focus of season 4 and Andy, his brother, being involved in the plot, it would allow the writers to conclude Diggle's character's arc and development in time for him to die. Now, Diggle has long been the moral compass of Oliver, and he is valued and loved by the whole Arrow team. His death would certainly shock and resonate with both the characters as well as us as the audience, and the only thing going against Diggle being in the grave is that it is not as game-changing as some of the other possibilities. Next we have Thea. Now, Thea's story in season 4 has been one of resurrection, bloodlust, and danger. And due to her inability to control her bloodlust, Thea has found herself in many dangerous and life-threatening decisions which could foreshadow her ultimate demise. Now, her death would be game-changing in the sense that Thea is the only remaining immediate family member of Oliver, apart from his son, I guess, that is still alive. Now, the fact that she's the only remaining family of Oliver also works against her being in the grave. However, since the writers may not want to kill off every single relative Oliver has, also it seems a bit odd to have Thea be the mystery death when the show has already done such a storyline with Raz, the League, and the Lazarus Pit involving her death. Still, Thea remains a strong candidate for the grave. Next up we have Laurel. Now, Laurel's death would certainly do the trick of shocking everyone and getting Oliver to go out and kill the person responsible. Nevertheless, Black Canary is a huge comic book character, especially with the Green Arrow, and killing her off does not seem likely from that point of view. One could argue that Sarah could return as Black Canary to fill that void, but that also doesn't seem likely with her being cast as the White Canary in Legends of Tomorrow. Why bother killing her, reviving her, making her White Canary, and sending her off to another show if she's just going to return to Arrow as the Black Canary anyway? Next up we have Captain Lance. Now, Captain Lance is a fairly strong candidate since his death has probably been coming for a long time. He was close to it once for health reasons, but he is in the most opportune position to die currently because he is acting as a double agent against Damien Dark and Hive. If Dark found out about that, he would be dead in no time, like honestly, 1 second later. Now, his death is arguably game-changing in the sense that there's no longer that tug-of-war between him and Oliver Queen. It would devastate all the other characters, and the audience would feel impacted as well due to how long he's been with the show. Moreover, his recent relationship with Felicity's mum, Donna, could be a reason why Felicity is so upset as well. The man her mum was happy with was just killed, since her mum really hasn't been happy for too long, I guess you could say, in regards to men. It could also explain why Barry was late and not as distraught as everyone else. He only worked with Lance once or twice and really didn't know him that well. And the last choice we have here is Roy, because we know he's going to be coming back. Now, Roy seems pretty unlikely for a number of reasons. His death could hardly be seen as game-changing since he's not even part of Team Arrow anymore. He's been off the show for a while. Additionally, he's only been confirmed to return for episode 12 that we know of. The death comes towards the end of the season, and we have no reason to believe he'll be in the later episodes. And to add more doubt to this theory, Guggenheim stated that they want to keep Arsenal/Roy Harper in the universe, He's a major comic book character in that, obviously. And these facts alone are enough for me to say that Roy is pretty unlikely. And a lot of people might be going, what about Oliver's son and also the mother of his child? Well, you got to remember they have to be prominent in the show. They have to be game-changing. If they die, it's not as game-changing. It doesn't really strike a chord with the audience that much. It might strike a chord with the characters a bit, but really only Oliver, if you think about it. Not as much us or any of the other characters. So thanks for watching, guys. Go check out that Reddit thread. You can go to the comments. There's like 100 comments or something with a lot of people once again theorizing like we usually do in my comments section. So go check it out if you want to. Leave your opinions in the comment section below on this video on what you think is a strong point for each character dying and a weak link. So obviously Roy's would be that the weak link is that they say they want him to be Roy Harper in Arsenal in the universe. And I guess the strong point would be it's an easy way to get him off the show if he wants to go do his movie career. So leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.